Hello, good morning. Welcome or afternoon, depending where you are in the country or in the world. We're going to be doing a 60-minute full body workout today. So this is going to be a strength class, a little bit of cardio. There will be some yoga fusion in it. For the most part, this is going to be a workout class. As a personal trainer and yoga teacher, I love combining my love of strength training, calisthenic training with the yoga flow. So in today's class, I am going to be using a few workout bands. Now, you totally do not need these. I'm going to use them because I want to get a little extra workout in my legs today. But everything that I'm going to teach you today and that I'll guide you through, you do not need any equipment for. So if you have bands and you want to use them, feel free to grab them. Otherwise, just do the workout without them and you're still going to get a great workout. I'm also going to be using a few light weights. I've got some 3-pounders and some 7-pounders. Again, you do not need to be using any weights to get a good workout in your arms today. But if you have some that you can grab with an easy access, should you choose to use them, you are more than welcome to. Everything we do today is optional for your body. Feel free to modify it, advance as you need it so that you aren't hurting yourself and this is truly feeling good to your body. I have tennis shoes on. You could definitely do this barefoot as well. And I'm going to be using some mats. You could use a regular floor. You could use a yoga mat, whatever you have that works in your space, just to get your body moving. Put on some fun workout music. Have a glass of water nearby so you can stay hydrated. And most importantly, have fun, take care of yourself, and rest when you need to. All right, we're going to get warmed up. So if you are using bands, you're going to want those in your space. If you're using weights today, you're going to want those in your space. But again, you don't need them. So as you're ready, come to a standing position. And we're going to start with a little warm up. So feet hip distance apart. Go ahead, reach your hands high to the sky. And then just bend and straighten one leg at a time as you alternate reaching your arms up into the air. This is a great time to start synchronizing your breath with your movement. So full inhales and full exhales. Getting the sides of the body warmed up, pressing your heels down into the ground, reaching long through the arms. Good. Go ahead and relax that. Let the arms come to your side. We'll take a few shoulder rolls. Jaw soft. Reach up to the crown of your head. Reach up to the roof of your mouth. And start to activate your legs. Really push them down into the ground to grow taller. Now, reverse direction with the shoulders. Just getting the joints limber and mobile. Good. Arm circles are going to go forward, up, and back. So similar to the shoulder circle, but now you're letting your arms become involved too. See if you can do this without popping your ribs forward. So really pull the ribs in. Keep the neck soft. Reverse direction. Trying to make the biggest circle you can. Letting the movement start from the shoulder blade and the arms just follow. Good. Take your feet a little bit wider. Grab onto your hips and you're going to swing them side to side. Nice warm up for the outer hips. A little bit for the inner thighs. And some good dance moves. If you got your music playing, you can add some hair flips in there. All right, now circles with the pelvis, back, front, side, side, going one direction only. Your upper body can totally become involved, making big circles with the hips and big circles with the chest. Just make sure you're pushing your feet firmly into the floor. And reverse direction. Take the circle the other way. Notice if you've lost sight of your breath, bring it back in. Awesome. Reach your hands up to the sky. Side bend over to your right hand to right hip. Inhale back to center, up and over the opposite direction. And look down, forward fold in between your legs. Hands will come to the ground so your knees might bend. And then bend and straighten one leg at a time. It's okay if the other one doesn't fully straighten. We're just bending, extending, bending, Extending. Give your head a little shake, no. A little shake, yes. And slow your legs down till they stop. And just hang over for 3, 2, and 1. And tiptoe your feet, heel and toe your feet together so they're hip distance apart. Tuck your tailbone and gently roll to standing. Arms will reach up when you arrive, and we'll roll back down. Hands come through, tuck the chin. And then tuck the tailbone to roll up. See if you can keep your pelvis above your heels as you roll up and down. We'll do that 2 more times. Strong legs. Think of your ankles pressing outward from one another. Last time. And rolling it up. Good. Take your feet apart, bend your knees gently, and bring your hands up into light fists under your chin, and we're just going to twist side to side. You could go slow, you could go fast, and you can keep the fists underneath the chin, or you can extend them out into punches. Now, what I want here is really quality in the movement. So you're not moving the hips, you're not moving the legs. It's a stable foundation underneath you. You're just twisting at your mid back. Your upper back is moving. You've got the lower abs lifting up and in, the shoulders dropping down. The tailbone gets heavier as the roof of the mouth lifts higher. Good, and then deep breaths in this. The breaths don't need to be fast, just make them very deep. And as you twist, you're kind of compressing the lungs. So you're breathing against that. Good, sink a little bit lower in the hips. Pushing your knees outward from one. You could definitely be holding light weights here, but don't worry, we'll get to that later as well. Good, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your feet together. Grab a wall if you need it. We're rolling out an ankle. So stand on one foot and take some circles with either ankle. Reverse direction. And step onto that foot and we'll switch sides. Reverse direction. Now coming onto 2 feet, we're going to prance through the feet. So rolling through the ankles, bending and straightening your knees, and alternating, lifting your heels. Good. You should be feeling like all your joints have found some movement. If you want, you can even do a little wrist circle while you're prancing with your legs. Now we're getting into some coordination. Think of the benefits of warming up, why warming up is important. All right, shake it out, shake it out. Go ahead and start a little bit of a jog. So you can really be lifting your feet off the ground or just making it very gentle. We're just jogging it out. Good. Focus here is your breath and just increasing the heart rate. Little jog, warming up the body. If you don't like jogging in place, jog around in a circle, jog up and type a little comment, jog back. Find that prance through your feet still, so you're still rolling through your ankles. Shoulders are dropped, and of course, you could always be standing in place and not jogging at all, and just doing those prances. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to get into our legs to start today. So I'm going to be putting on bands. Again, you don't need to be using these, but if you have some, now would be the time to put them on, should you choose to use them. We're going to start with some classic squats. So you'll be bringing your feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, and inner thighs squeeze in as ankles press out. We'll bring our hands in front of us, bend deep into your hips, and send the hips backward. So your knees are going to be not too far forward. They probably won't be right above your ankles, but if you look down, you're thinking like you're going to stack them above your ankles. And then rise back up. Good. Take it low. To get up, push your heels down, straighten the legs. Sink deep. Heels press down, straighten. Good. Keep going. Adding your breath. Good. You could definitely be moving slower than I am. This is your class. Take it at your pace. Just watch as you lift and lower that your knees don't fall in or out. So we're just moving the hip joint, hinging it and sitting way back. It's okay if the chest falls forward. Keep the back of your neck long. Press your legs down to stand up every time. If your knees have a lot of trouble staying centered, if they tend to fall in or outward, then go slower and don't go quite as low. Should be feeling this in your butt cheeks, in the back in front of your thighs. How low you sit is up to you. We're going to take 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold it up. Take a breath in and out. Okay, we're going to go side to side now. I'm going to come a little bit closer. You're going to be stepping the left foot out wide and then sink low into your squat and then step it back together. Outward, sink, and come back in. Cool. So that's what we're taking. We're going to go side to side. We'll do 4 to one side and then 4 back to the other. Step it out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back the first way. Okay, so same thing we applied in those regular squats. Make sure your knees aren't falling in or out. And the squat is really the hips hinging and the butt's really sitting back behind you. The weight's coming into the heels, but you've got the feet flat on the ground. Notice how your neck feels. You might need to look down. Deep breaths. If you have more space to go side to side, you could definitely do more than 4. I'm a little bit limited. Basically, we're just going side to side. Get low with the hips without sending the knees forward. Get low in the hips without compromising the knees by having them fall in. Toes are going to be pointing forward too. Good, we should be getting the heart rate up in addition to feeling the legs. They should be working. Remember why you chose to do this class, this strength workout. I'm imagining that you wanted to get stronger. So if you're feeling it happening, woohoo! Okay, we're going to take one more set. Going all the way again to both sides. Okay, here we go. Starting to the left. And now starting to the right. Sink it low. Abs zipped up. Cool, stop it. All right, take a breath in and out. If you need some water, grab it. If you're getting warm, might be time to remove a sweater. All right, moving on to our next exercises. We're going to be doing lunges. Did I hear it? Oh, yeah. So if you're wearing the bands, you can just keep them on. Again, you don't need bands for any of these. Okay, so from your lunge, step your left leg back behind you. Whew. Point your front knee forward. Lift up your back heel. And then stack your pelvis right underneath your chest. Hands can grab onto hips, or you could definitely grab onto a wall or the back of a chair for some balance support. Before we do anything, check that your front knee is above your front ankle and push your front heel down. And then notice if your hips are level. Often the right hip likes to be a bit higher, and see if you can level that off. Good. Okay, so you could hold or add in movement. The front leg is going to stay like it is. You're just going to bend the back knee and then extend it up. The back knee might never straighten. That's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, breathe, 7, 8, long spine, 9, and 10. Good. Step it forward. And we're going to take the same thing on the other side. So step your right leg back. First, find the correct stance. So check where your front toes are pointing. Check where your front knee is. Lift up through the crown of your head and the roof of your mouth. Check if your hips are level. The left hip might need to drop down a little bit. Check what's going on with your back leg, and then notice where your pelvis is. You can get a nice long line from the crown of your head through your tailbone. Okay, 10 times, lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward. Whew, those feel good after everything we already did. We're going to take 2 more sets of those. So right leg stays forward, left leg extends back. 10 times. Here we go. 10, 9, 8. Front heel presses down. 6, 5, 4. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Step it forward. Okay, right leg steps back. Here we go. 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it forward. All right. How is your body feeling? Woo! Last set. So I said 2 more. Here's the last one. Okay, left leg extends back. 10 times. Lift and lower the back knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step forward. Right leg steps back 10 times. Here we go. 10, 9. Soften your shoulders. Engage through the front of your core. Good. And step it forward. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go back to those original squats. You're going to have your feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. We're just going to grab fists in front of our chest and sit back 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, push through the heels, 6, 5, drop the shoulders, 4, 3, deeper breaths, 2, hold it down this time, little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, push your ankles outward, 3, 2, 1, stand it up. Good, 10 times, up and down, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it down, 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Third time's the charm. Last time, here we go. 10 squats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it down, 1, 10 pulses, 10, 9, so last time, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand it up. Woo! All right, if you have the bands on, go ahead and take them off. If you can. Maybe you're stuck in them like me. All right, bands are off. We're going to come down onto our backs because we're going to move into some core, and then we'll transition to some upper body stuff. Let's go ahead and lay on down. Maybe you have a towel or a yoga mat or a rug, whatever you can lay on to give your spine some support. Good. When you get there, we'll take a happy baby to start, to stretch out the legs a little bit. So draw your knees into your chest. Grab a hold of the shins first and gently rock side to side across your lower back. And then bring your arms inside your legs, so like through your legs, and grab your ankles or grab your feet and point the bottoms of your feet up to the sky as you bend your knees down towards the floor. Press one leg towards straight, maybe it straightens, maybe not, and then bend it back in, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Good, just stretching out those muscles that we worked. Nice, hold it back into center and bring your feet down to the floor. Bring your arms along your sides. We're gonna warm up the core briefly first. Feet flat on the ground, arms along sides, hollow your belly, push your lower back into the ground, feel your tailbone lift up, and then release that. And again, lower back into the floor, tailbone lifts, and release, just a pelvic tilt last time. Feeling your lower belly engage, and release. This time initiate up to bridge pose, so lower back in, tailbone lifts, and roll the hips up, and then roll right back down. We'll do that a few more times. So tailbone up, lower back down, roll up, and roll back down. Keep the triceps pushing into the floor. Keep the feet pressing into the ground. Knees are going to stay hip distance apart. The knees are pointing right over middle toes. Feet should be facing away from your hips. Straight out. Try to keep the pubic bone higher than your belly button, higher than your hip bones. So it might feel like you really have to do a little bit of a pelvic tuck under when you're at the top. But take a look and see if your pubic bone, this bone right here, is actually higher than your hip points and actually higher than your belly. Good, we're gonna take one more of these. Awesome. Okay, laying on your back, bring your knees up so they're stacked above hips and lift your feet as high as your knees. Squeeze your legs together. If you have something to put between them, go for it. Like I'm gonna put my t-shirt between my knees, just so I'm engaging my inner thighs a bit better. Then reach your hands up towards the sky, palms face one another. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, curl up the upper body. Good, and then we're just holding, stabilizing, and breathing. Inhale, feel your chest expand, especially your upper back. Really fill up your upper back. And then as you exhale, you can exhale through the mouth and feel your lower belly sink downward, like you're trying to push your spine down into the floor using the strength of your abs. Good, 5 more breaths. Squeeze your legs together. 4, 3, soft neck, soft shoulders. 2, 1 more. Good, lower the torso back down, let your legs come back, feet flat on the floor, knees point up. Just notice what was challenging. If you had a lot of tension in your head and neck on that last round, then feel free to bring your fingertips behind your head, having your elbows pointed out to the side for this next round. Okay, lift your legs up, knees above hips, arms to the sky or behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. The more you can bow up with your upper body, thinking of this line right underneath your chest, and you're trying to bow up and over it, that'll create less tension in your head and shoulders. The more you can use your back muscles and your core muscles. Good. For 5, 4, squeeze your legs in, breathe. 3, 2, lift up a little bit higher. 1, lower down. Wonderful. So when we lift up a little bit higher, the lift is coming from the curl up or the bow up of the upper body, but we're keeping our tailbone neutral. So as we do this third and final round of this, make sure that you're not tucking your tailbone under, but you've got a nice flat pelvis. And that can be hard to generate that awareness, but just do your best, see if you can feel into that. Okay, legs up, arms up, or another variation. Inhale, exhale, curl up. Good. Softening the fronts of your thighs, softening even your legs. I mean, they're holding themselves up here, but the strength, the power is really in your torso. Curl up the upper body, lengthen your collarbones for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Great. So if you had a t-shirt between your legs, go ahead and put it to the side. If you have a pillow or a weight or something like that, go ahead and sit up and put it by your feet. You don't need anything, but if you have it, you could use it. What you're going to do with that is just squeeze it between your feet. And if you don't have anything, great news, you just get to squeeze your feet together. Okay, go ahead and stay seated upright. You're going to point through your toes, lean forward a little bit, and then starting with your sacrum, so that big triangle bone at the back of your pelvis, you're going to start to curl your back there, like cat pose in yoga. You're going to roll all the way down to your back, slow and controlled. When you get there, flex your feet, arms stay reaching to the sky, and we're going to roll right back up. So here's where you really want to squeeze your legs in towards one another, or maybe into a book, or into a pillow, whatever works. And then we'll roll right back down. And back up. Breathe. My Pilates teacher always says to me, imagine if you have no arms and legs. How would you use your muscles to roll down and to roll up? How would you use the muscles of your torso? Often we like to use our arms to like throw ourselves up. But here we're really looking to strengthen our core. Just a couple more. Good, we'll take this as the last one. We'll go down and all the way up. Wonderful. If you had something between your legs, go ahead and move it off to the side. Okay, so we'll come on to our sits bones. Bring your fingers behind you onto fingertips and lift your heart. Sit up super tall. Might need to fix the closed pose. There we go. Okay, Knees come up, legs squeeze together. And we're here, holding in this boat pose variation. You could keep your fingertips on the ground or bring your arms up along your sides. Legs squeeze in, chest lifts up, crown of the head lifts up, ribs narrow in. We're holding. Hands down or hands up, knees bent or knees straight. If your knees are straight, you're reaching your toes up towards the sky. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop the feet. We're going to take 2 more rounds of that. If you felt any discomfort in your lower back, it'd be a great idea to bring your fingers back down to the floor. Okay, fingertips behind you, lift the chest, lift the legs, stay with fingers down, or reach the hands by your sides. Squeeze your legs in towards one another, and imagine like someone's trying to pick you up. Like you're really lifting and lengthening. Even your lower back is pushing forward as your upper back leans back a little bit. Legs are strong. They should be doing work here. They're squeezing in, and you're closing the distance between your thighs and your chest. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the feet. Okay, this third and final round of high boat, I'll give you some options to lower into a low boat. Now, if that doesn't feel good to your body, just stay in the high boat. Hands lifted or hands dropped. Okay, fingers behind you, lift the chest, lift the heart, lean back, lift the legs. Option 1, option 2, or option 3, this time we'll lower to a low boat, squeezing legs together, hollowing the belly, and holding. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise all the way back up and drop your feet down. Cool, lie back down onto your back. Wonderful. So knees come into your chest. Hands are going to come along your sides. Shoulders down, chest broad and open. Without momentum, you're going to draw your knees towards your face and see if you can lift your hips off the ground. And you're just going to drop your hips back down. We're just going to do that. Trying to not use momentum, drawing the legs up, lifting the hips off, and then lowering. See if you can keep your head relaxed. I like to bring my hands behind my head. It's just kind of like a reminder to me to keep my upper body soft. So we don't want to be using our neck or our face. We really just want to be targeting the lower body. So let's use our breath a bit more as that can help. Inhale. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. See how high up you can get those hips. Exhale like you're blowing out birthday candles. Watch out for momentum creeping in. Good. Take one more. Let your hips fall back down to the ground. Drop your knees over to the, well, actually, bring your feet to the ground. Scoot your hips to the left about 6 inches. Now bring your knees back into your chest and drop your knees to the right. So now your pelvis should be more directly in line with your chest. Okay, bring your hands behind your head, elbows spread wide apart. You're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale to crunch up. Inhale to lower, exhale to crunch. Good, move as fast or as slow as you would like. So you're feeling a little bit of a crunch in your side and also your front of your body. So you're not using your hands to help you up. You're using your abdominal muscles to pull you up. Exhale as you come up strongly. Good. I call these the Ronas because my Aunt Rona taught them to me. And they're one of my favorites. Couple more. Good, one more. Lower back down onto your back. Draw your knees back down, knees back to your chest. Bring your feet down. And then scoot your hips through center and off to the right. Knees come back into your chest. Drop them to the left. Same thing, other side. Here we go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale to lift. Breathe a little bit deeper. Good. Couple more. Take one more. And lower down. Roll back to your back. Feet to the floor, knees to the sky. Arms along your sides. Draw your knees into your chest. Extend your feet up towards the sky. And open your knees out, or your legs out to the side. So kind of like a straddle, but on your back. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers. Push your palms away from you. All right? And then we're going to pulse up. Hands pushing through inner thighs. First, breathe in through your nose. Exhale, lift up. Good. Pulse it. Hands through inner thighs, keeping the shoulders and head lifted. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. We're going to do 2 more sets of that. You should be feeling this mainly in your upper abdominals, thinking like you're really trying to bow your chest up, as if you're standing and you're trying to bow forward. That's the same kind of motion that you want in your upper body. Okay, round 2, let's do it. Knees up, legs out to the sides, getting stronger. Interlace hands, palms up, breathe in. Exhale, pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Grab a drink anytime you need it. Stay hydrated. Okay, third time. Last time's the charm. Knees come up, feet go wide. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. Roll over onto your belly. And prop yourself up on your forearms. The elbows will be right underneath shoulders. Palms will be on the ground. You're going to reach your heart forward through your shoulders. Without moving your arms, think of your elbows pulling towards the tops of your feet. Then really lengthen the back of your neck. Push your pubic bone down into the floor. Take 5 more breaths. If you'd like, you can push your elbows a little bit straighter. You never want to feel any pain or fidgeting in your lower back. You should feel this in the front of your body, not the back of your body. And lower back down. Press back to a child's pose. Toes together, knees go wide. Bring your forehead to the ground. You can rest on the backs of your hands or on the floor. Take a big breath into your lower back. Good, one more like that. Wonderful. Shift forward, come into a tabletop. We're going to do one more stretch before we get into the upper body. I'm going to step your right foot between your thumbs, melt your hips towards the ground so you're coming into a lunge. I want you to feel a stretch in the back of your left, or I'm sorry, in the front of your left thigh or the front of your back leg. If you don't feel much, give a little tuck of the tailbone, and I even like to bow my head a bit and really round my back. Great, we'll come back to tabletop and switch sides. So left foot gets forward between your thumbs, and then you can stay in this low lunge as normal, or you can add in that little bit of rounded back, dropping the head, shoulders moving away from ears, belly hollowing to help stretch the front of the right thigh, the back thigh. Great, go ahead and release that. We're going to come to standing. So any way that's comfortable for you to stand up, go ahead and do so. Grab a drink if you need it. We're going to move into some arm work. I'm going to use some small hand weights. You do not need to. Believe me, gravity will give you a workout without any arm weights. So the first thing we're going to do are some rows in a standing position. So come feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. You're going to bend your knees and do a little bit of that squat like we did earlier. This time the chest is really reaching forward and you're not sinking quite so low. Really plug the armpits back towards the pelvis, and then like you're wearing a corset, really zip up the front of your body. And you're going to bend your elbows, drawing them back behind you, and try to keep the wrists right underneath the elbows. So you're looking to make a right angle in the elbow joint. And then release back to forward. Good. Keep going. You can give a little squeeze of the muscles at the top, especially if you're not using hand weights. Isometric engagement, meaning like squeezing the muscles without actually moving them, can be really powerful and really strengthening. Reach the heart forward. Keep the back of the neck looking down. And even as your elbows bend, think of the shoulder blades moving apart. So yes, they're drawing together, but I want you to think of staying broad in the chest. Good, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and stand it up. We're going to take some deltoid work before we go back to that same thing we just did. So right arm's going to extend straight in front of you, palm face down, and it's going to stop about shoulder height. Now notice if you're kind of rounding the shoulder in and crunching the front of your chest, I want you to really drop the right shoulder down and keep the chest broad and open. Lower the right, lift the left. Same thing. See if you can externally rotate using your shoulder blade. So think like the bottom point of your shoulder blade is trying to rotate inward towards your spine. And go ahead and drop it down. Now you can keep alternating right, left, or you could do both arms at the same time. Good, 10 more. 10, 9, resist the lowering. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees. We're going to do those rows. Here we go. 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Chest reaching forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. 10 times. We'll lift the arms. 10, 9. If you're alternating, you're doing 5 each side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, sink it back, 10 rows. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up 10 times. 10, 9, 8, heart lifted. 7, strong legs. 6, pelvis underneath your chest. Make sure it's not sticking forward. 3, 2, and 1. Last time. Sink the hips back. Row it out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up 10 times, alternating your doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Moving into a new set now. We're going to sink the hips back again, and instead of doing the rows, we're going to do some flies out to the side. So it's as if you had these big, giant, like pelican wings, and they're heavy. So as you move your arms, I want you to feel like you've got this big mass of a wing on your arm. Sink your hips back. You're going to open the arms out to the side, lead with the elbows, and then close them back down. Good. Heart reaching forward. Check into your neck. How can you make it more comfortable? 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, shoulders down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand it up. We're going to do similar things out to the sides. I'll turn so you can see better. We're going to lift the arms, but we're not going to go too high. Then we're going to bring them back down. So we're not even going to go as high as the shoulders. This is really good to work one of our rotator cuff muscles, supraspinatus. If we start to go any higher, then we're going to start working the traps, and we want to stay out of that today. Good. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, heart lifted, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back to the knees bent. Those flies out to the side 10 times. 10, 9, armpits down. 8, heart forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Out to the sides 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, the whole set. Fly it out. Remember those big pterodactyl wings, resisting the lowering just as much. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to do a bonus one. Woo! And stand it up 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe a bonus. And good. Drop those weights down if you're using them. All right. We're so close to stretching it out. We're going to do one more exercise here. Going to get a bit into the triceps, even though we did a little bit already. If you can tell, we're working really the upper back today with our arm workout. You're going to come down to a seated position. Bring your hands behind you. You're going to point your fingers in whatever direction feels most comfortable for your wrists and for your shoulders. And that allows you to keep your chest really open. I like to point my fingers towards my hips but out to the sides or even back also works. Okay, feet press into the ground, and then hover your hips up off the floor and really tuck the tailbone under. Good. Lift the chest, widen the shoulder blades, and then you're just going to bend and straighten the elbows, pointing the elbows straight back behind you. Using your own body weight. 10, 9, 8, shoulders down, 7, 6, breathing, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hips. Go ahead and find seated for a second. Take a shoulder roll if you need it, or an arm wiggle. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So plant your hands, plant your feet. Choose if your hands need to point in opposite directions or in different directions than last time. And 10 times, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And we'll do the last set. First, take a breath in and out. Okay, third time's the charm. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Have a seat on your sits bones and bring your legs into whatever shape you'd want, maybe cross-legged or maybe outstretched. You're going to reach your left arm up to the sky, bend at your left elbow, and bring the hand to your upper back. Then you're going to reach your right arm across your body to grab that lifted elbow and help draw the elbow behind you, giving yourself a nice tricep stretch. Make sure the neck is staying long, so adjust the arms as needed so you're not impacting your neck. Feel the sits bones pushing downward to help you sit up taller. Go ahead and release that arm. We'll switch sides now. The right arm comes up and over. We'll bring the left hand to grab the elbow. Notice if you're leaning back or forward, and adjust as you need to really get the hips stacked right above the pelvis. Go ahead and release that. We're going to come into puppy pose. It's a great stretch for the lats and for the pecs. So come onto hands and knees underneath hips. Keep your hips above your knees and just walk your hands forward. You'll lower your chest down to the ground and either your forehead or your chin down towards the floor. Keep some activity in your arms. Arms closer together is going to be more for your lats, the latissimus dorsi on the back. And hands, arms wider apart is going to get more into your pecs, stretching open your chest. Engage through your abdomen to walk your hands back into tabletop pose. And have a seat on your sits bones. We'll take one last stretch. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. Move your inner thighs in, your outer thighs out. You're going to bend your knees so that you can put your ribs onto your thighs. And then when those are touching each other, reach your hands forward and you're going to grab ankles or outer edges of feet. And then bow your head as you flex your feet, kicking your heels away from you and drawing your toes towards you. Now you can stay right there, or you could even walk your hips back a little bit, but keep your ribs and your thighs touching. Keep your feet flexing. Even as your head is bowed, think of reaching your heart forward. So it might even feel a little bit like cobra pose in your upper back. Should feel this in your legs where we worked them in the beginning of class. It's also a gentle stretch for the back. Five more breaths. Legs staying active. One more breath in and out. Look forward, lift your chest, and slowly rise all the way up to seated. Just like in a yoga practice, we're going to end with a short meditation or what we might call a shavasana. I'm going to guide you through it today. Go ahead and lay down on your back unless you'd like to remain seated. On your back, you could have your feet down with your knees up, or you could have your legs stretched out, or I like to bring my feet together and let my knees fall out to the side like a diamond shape and my legs, just to get a little bit of a stretch for my inner thighs, opening for my hips. All right, so we're going to do some breath work. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart, keeping your elbows on the ground. So hands might rest wherever is comfortable to keep your elbows down. You're going to take a breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Exhaling completely. Inhale through your nose to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Inhale for 4, 3, 2. Big sip in. 1. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling completely. Hold your breath. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Hold. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Hold. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Take a normal breath in and out. Feel free to rest here for as long as you would like, maybe even continuing the breathing exercises or letting go of breath control and just resting. Thank you so much for joining me in this workout today. Leave a comment. Let me know how your body feels. And have a wonderful rest of your day.